Hi, I'm Thomas Anthony Jones. You might know me from Good Trouble or This Is Us. I encourage you to watch The Michael Finkley Show on Roku TV and on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe.
On the next Michael Finkley, Ronnie Hankins discusses with us his life's ordeal and the strength that he gained from it. What has his life experience taught him? Next.
Cause I've been working all my life just to make it. Just to make it. Just to make it. I've been working all my life just to make it. Just to make it.
Everybody, welcome to Michael Finkley Show. Thanks for joining us today. So I was listening to one of my favorite female gospel artists. Of course, you know who this is, other than 61, of course, Michelle Williams, Destiny's Child, and was listening to her song, Believe in Me Again, and just the words ministered to my heart. And it talks about a time that you did not believe in yourself, but pressing through to believe in yourself once more. Do you believe in yourself? What are some things that you still need to work on in life to get you to that point? Do you need to let some people go? Do you need to let some situations go? You might need to leave your job. What's going on? Only you can determine that. So let's get to work. 2021 is a start. Y'all, we are still in April, but still, it's still the start of the year. So y'all, come on. Let's get it. Believe in you. Again, because you can if you put your mind to it, you can achieve anything. Anything your heart so desires. Y'all, this show, this day, I tell you, it almost had me in tears. I had to hold back the tears when I was actually talking to this awesome young gentleman. Ronnie Hankins is with us, and he tells a story about his time of being paralyzed and finding that out on your birthday. Ooh, finding out on your birthday. And to current day, is he still paralyzed? He tells the story. We'll bring it back. Coming up, Ronnie Hankins is with us. We'll bring it back.
Hey everybody, my name is Arthur Vernon R. Matthews Jr. I just wrote a new book called Family Ties, and I also want to say a special shout out to one of the kids that I mentored and has got his own TV show on Roku, Michael Finkley, and this is 100th episode. So if you guys want to really hear about this book and see what's going on, check out Mike Finkley on The Finkley Show.
She is flexible and she is a multitasker. She is a wife, a mom. She is city councilwoman.
When I was growing up, Mom worked outside the house, and so my dad was an entrepreneur. I saw him leaving early in the morning or late at nights to go meet with clients, and he was always one who told me, if you show up on time, you're late.
I just admire how she's able to not only juggle the demands of her jobs, but keep her family really first.
The outstanding thing about the Isaac family is their noble contributions to improving the quality of life for our Colombians and people all over this state.
I, Tamika Isaac, do solemnly swear.
Discharge the duties thereof, so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations and best wishes.
I first ran because I saw a need, I saw a void that needed to be filled, a voice that wasn't there. And over the last several years, I feel like I've been able to be that voice.
So often as women in whatever spaces that we're in, we're often discounted because we're a mom or we're a wife or we have this career, and she's an everyday woman who shows women what excellence looks like.
She has walked the walk of being a small business person, of being a parent, of sending her kids to school.
Columbia is a great place, and we have done a lot in the last few years as far as law enforcement. But law enforcement can't do everything, nor should it do everything. We have to really expand upon the tools, technology, and community policing, investing in our communities so that law enforcement is a partner with our communities. Being a Columbia native, I've seen the way this city has grown. It's grown to the point that sometimes not everybody's been a part of that growth. I want to make sure that communities, specifically communities of color, make sure that they are part of Columbia's present and its future. I want to have a climate plan for this city that not only helps us be sustainable, but also helps provide opportunities for folks in the workforce. There are so many opportunities to take advantage of technology, green energy. I want to be the advocate for growing our city and being on the forefront, not just looking at what other cities are doing and following them, but being the leader.
If you don't have the right leadership, you're going to miss a lot of opportunities.
I think having a woman as mayor of the city of Columbia is long overdue.
I'm Tamika Isaac Devine, and I'm running for mayor of the city of Columbia.
What's up, y'all? I'm Leon Frierson, former cast member from Nickelodeon's All That and co-host of the Prime Nostalgia podcast. And I'm here to ask you to join me in watching the Michael Finkley Show weekly on YouTube. Now, I've been on the show, so I definitely know it's a platform where you'll be educated, informed, and inspired. Now, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you on YouTube.
My bossy and my crew.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. Our next guest, his story is of strength, courage, and determination. Y'all, I'm talking about Ronnie Hankins. Ronnie, thank you for being with us today.
How y'all doing tonight? Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very welcome. I tell you, when I saw your story on TikTok and I looked more into it on your other social media platforms, I told myself, I've got to talk with you. Got to talk with you. So, Ronnie, how do you define strength?
I define strength more as an inner being thing. We all have strength inside of us, but the power to have strength is to really dig deep inside. We all are born with it. We all have the ability to engage in our strength, but to the ability to have the mind processing to break it down and really dig deep is what I consider strength. We all are born with strength, but there's a disconnect from us. Like, I believe the way we live in our world and everything like that, it tends to, tear us down sometimes. Sometimes we, get in, deep inside ourselves and we stress about all the life things that go on around in the world. And so we forget how to really, dig deep inside and really learn how to understand what strength really comes from and how strong our minds are. So if you want to think like the definition of strength, like I really believe a brain shouldn't be next to that in the dictionary, like your mind. It doesn't have, I don't think about muscles. I don't think about anything like that. That's not what strength means to me. Like your mental, that's strong. That's what strength is. When I was paralyzed, it wasn't about how strong I could do or if I could move anything physical. You know what I mean? So my perspective of strength is what can you do mentally? Because everything else is going to follow suit after that.
Wow. Now that's a definition, sir. That's the definition. Wow. I've never thought about it in the mental aspect. We always think about the physical, but here, if you can control it here, that means that you control it anywhere else.
Yes, sir. We lose disconnect with that. Like I said, with all the social things that go on in our world, we, just so many stresses. We just lose track of it. We just lose track of our one self, our being. It's all about being aligned with ourselves. And that's really what it's all about.
Why do you think persons lose track?
I honestly would like to say because of pressure. As kids, we're always told, no, don't do that. No, don't go this way. Go this way. Parents, we tend to want to paint the picture for children when we don't let children or let ourselves naturally be ourselves. So we can't actually learn from our mistakes. We have to learn from everybody else's mistakes. Our parents teach us to learn from their mistakes, not the children's mistakes. You know, we always put things in place for our children, and that's how we lose track of really becoming one with ourselves, because we're so used to living out in the world. So we're automatically born into this world where 18, well, in the American world, when you're 18, you're off on your own. You know, where you have other coaches where they keep their children all the way until they're, you know, well enough to perform out in the world. Here we have a pressure of, oh, when I become 18, I want to have a car. I want to have an apartment. I want to be able to prove that I'm strong enough to survive in this world. So it's pressure that always makes us lose track of. We need to take a break and breathe for a second and realize what really is important. And at the end of the day, it's yourself, not your parents, not anybody else trying to, you know, mold this, you know, perspective of you. It's really just, you have to find yourself.
Right. Definitely. Whoa. Yeah. That belongs on a shirt or something. Yeah. That's good stuff right there. It's definitely good stuff. And one of those things that I loved, and when I researched you, and showing your strength among the story, is that you were in the military as well. Thank you so much for your service. So what are some of your influences in joining?
To join the military? Yeah. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia. So I lived on South Side Richmond, Virginia. I was going to high school there. Me and my mom really wasn't doing too well in life. Or, you know, I would come home from practice, see eviction notices and things like that. And I decided to get into the drug game, or tried to get into the drug game per se. And it didn't work out well. I got a second chance in life. I ended up getting in trouble for being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And they ended up expunging my charges because, you know, I wasn't doing anything wrong, but because of the actions I was trying to do, that ended up falling upon me. So I spent like 2 months in jail. I was able to get out. I was able to get my case expunged, and I walked straight into the recruiter's office after that. I never looked back in Richmond after that. I graduated from high school, and then I joined the military. My father also was an ex-Marine, and he's a chaplain, a retired chaplain in the Navy. So that also played a part. My family has military background as well.
Wow. It seems like you were destined to follow this path due to your background. And in the military, in the Army, tell us about your experiences. What kind of things did you see or did you experience?
Well, when I first joined the military, I joined in 2006, August. So it was during Operation Enduring Freedom. So Operation Enduring Freedom is the part of war that was right after 9/11. When 9/11 started, it was Operation Iraqi Freedom, OIF. And that's when it was really heavy. But then I joined right after. So it was in 2006. So it's considered Operation Enduring Freedom from 2007 on then. And so coming out of basic training, they were already telling us that we was have to prepare ourselves to go to war, you know, to go over to Iraq, to go to Afghanistan, wherever it is they was planning to send us. So my mindset was survival at first. But when you're in the military, we tend to make a brotherhood. You don't think about the war immediately. You just think about where you are at that place at that time. So me meeting multiple people from Richmond, Virginia, then coming to South Carolina for basic, and then coming back to Fort Lee, I met a lot of people. Then I got stationed in Savannah, Georgia, at Hunter Army Airfield, and just meeting multiple cultures of people, multiple different types of people, and having that exposure made me grow as a man. And my father always told me, like, you will never grow if you don't move. If you what your eyes see, that's only that you could, you're limited, you know. So if we don't read, or if we don't go, you know, travel, expose our eyes to things, our brain cannot grow. So that taught me to be a man. The military taught me that I wouldn't take it back. at all. I would definitely join again if I could. You know, if I could go back, I wouldn't change my path. Honestly, I think the military needs to be implemented at least to everybody for like 2 years. Honestly, I think it would make the world a better place. Not necessarily war, but the practices and that the military teaches us about, you know, morals, loyalty, discipline, things like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Smoking like a true soldier.
Thank you.
Like a true soldier. And so when we come back, we're going to talk about the events that led up to that life-changing event for yourself. We'll be right back. Next, Ronnie tells us about his life-changing event. More to come. We'll be right back. Looking for a mentoring program for your young male between the age of 6 and 18 in Columbia, South Carolina? Well, look no further. Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program is the program for you. Under the leadership of Mr. Jamal Stroud, Big Homie, Little Homie is a 501c3 nonprofit organization that caters and mentors at-risk youth that come from single-parent homes. The organization caters to young males between the ages of 6 and 18 within the greater Columbia area. The organization is devoted to shaping and molding their life into great men of society. Big Homie, Little Homie organizes male gatherings, discussions, and even educational assistance devoted to guiding and leading them into a positive light. Making a positive attitude will help in transforming their life regardless of what is experienced in life. For more information on Big Homie, Little Homie Mentoring Program, visit our social media outlets, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Calling all TRIO, Gear Up, JAG, and other college readiness organizations. Hello everybody, it's Finkley with the Finkley Experience. I am here to offer you information about our College Readiness Cohort Series. This College Readiness Series includes college applications, SAT, ACT prep, scholarships, financial aid, the mental mind state, HBCU versus PWI versus technical colleges, and so much more.
You know, this is helpful because it's actually like making me change my college plan.
Really? If interested, visit our website, thefinkleyexperience.com, or just email us at michael@thefinkleyexperience.com. We're looking forward to working with you.
What's up, everybody? This is Ryan Toby. You know me from Sister Act 2, Mr. Oh Happy Day, and the hit R&B group City High. I'm welcoming everybody to join and tune into the Michael Finkley Show on YouTube and also on the Greater Works Network on Roku TV. Don't forget to subscribe.
Welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. We're still chatting with Ronnie, and he has, again, an incredible story to share with us to make us more positive and influence us and inspire us in his own way, in his own words. And so, Ronnie, please tell us about this life-changing event that you went through just a few years ago.
So in June 2013, June 20th, which was my birthday, I woke up with some excruciating pain in my neck. I already have been having some symptoms of like some neck tenderness and some numbness in my hands and everything. But when I went to the military about it, they told me that it was just like a neck sprain or something like that and just do some physical therapy. That's what they told me for a couple of months. And then in June, I got MRI done, and they found that I had some bulging disc in my C5, C6 cervical spinal cord area in my neck. They said I was going to need surgery, but they procrastinated on it pretty much. And I ended up needing emergency surgery. So on my birthday, June 20th, I woke up pretty much paralyzed from the neck down. So they had to do emergency surgery. My girlfriend at the time called 911. I got up and actually I collapsed in the shower because the hot water was actually making my neck, which, relieving some pain. So I actually collapsed in the shower, not wake up, but I collapsed in the shower, and then I passed out. And so when I woke up, the doctor was, doing the test, scraping my foot, asking me if I felt this and needles and things. And there wasn't any signs of motor function or any sensation or anything like that. So I had 2 screws put in my neck, C5, C6, a disc fusion. They went through the front, moved everything to the side and went through the front and put 2 screws in my neck. That was on my birthday. I was there in Savannah, Georgia for about 3 weeks. And then they transferred me to Shepherd Center Rehabilitation in Atlanta, Georgia. Mm-hmm. So this is considered one of the best spinal cord and rehabs in the country. And they told me, this would be a great place to go for spinal cord injuries. Of course, this is a whole new thing to me. I am distraught. I am, feeling horrible. I'm feeling horrible at this time. So when we get there, this is when the doctor comes and brings his spinal cord, model out and breaks it down with you and your family and tells you, what you're looking at, what your injury is, what you have, and your chances. And he told me my chances was hitting the lottery if I wanted to walk again. Yes, sir. And I'm like, Powerball lottery? Or are we talking just, like some big lottery, small lottery, scratch offs? What type of lottery are we talking about? He's like, big lottery. Like this is very, spinal cords are very, very hard to, overcome. It's a very small percentage. So it depressed me a lot. I was very depressed. Almost for about a month, I was depressed. I questioned God. I questioned why me? I was only 26 years old at the time. Why me? Why is this happening to me? I'm the man. One day on my birthday, I'm getting, prepared to celebrate my 26th birthday. And then all of a sudden, I lose all of my independence. I lose everything. People are brushing my hair, brushing my teeth, things like that. So one day I had an epiphany. One day it just hit me. It's just like I could sit here and dwell and blame everybody but, myself. But I wasn't blaming myself, but I could sit here and mope and groan and just, think that my life is over. Then they took me to Peachtree Road Race, right? That is where they have this on the 4th of July in Atlanta. They have a marathon called a 10K, but they have a Paralympics little competition before in the morning. That's when they took me to the competition. I saw some gentlemen in the competition racing in wheelchairs, no legs, amputees, things like that, huge arms. And it was so inspiring. The guy that won didn't have any legs or any arms. The guy that won that race didn't have any legs or any arms. Let that sink in. And I went to the ceremony, and they called his name up. He went and picked up his paycheck, his winning paycheck. He walked up there and grabbed it. Notice I said he did not have any legs or any arms, but he walked up on that stage and he took his check. Of course, he had, some prosthetics on his feet, but he didn't have any prosthetics on his arms. So it was just amazing how the body, just me watching that in my power chair, just watching that, just like this man right here, just say he wasn't going to accept anything that was dealt to him. And then it flipped in my head. It's just like, I'm not going to accept this anymore. I'm not going to accept this anymore. I denied everything. I went against the grain ever since then. They tried to feed me a fork. I would drop that fork until I could hold it myself. I didn't want to use any prosthetics. If they wanted me to do it this way, they would send me to rehab. I would do physical therapy for an hour. I would do OT for that hour. And then I would go straight down to the gym. If I had a finger working, that's the only thing that was working. I was going to the gym and working this finger. It wasn't enough time for me they had to force me out the gym. Usually they would do their physical therapy for an hour or two and send everybody to their rooms, back in their bed and eat whatever. So a friend of mine came into my room and introduced me to a man named Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was able to show me about your alkaline diet and eating healthy. So the first thing I had to do was fix my body. That's the first thing I had to do, was get all the toxins out of it. That was the first thing. The second thing was just my mental meditation. I had to really, really, really like take everything else outside of my mind. I was worried about bills still. I was worried about everything else going around the world, but the world was literally standing still for me. Like I couldn't move with the world. So I had to just like not pay attention to what's going around the world for me and pay attention to me. So my focus had to be realigned. It had to realign my focus. So after learning from how my diet should be with Dr. Sebi, learning about the anatomy of my body and learning about how things work, I started getting into pool therapy, understand how water is so important to the body. Not only the drinking it, but being in it. We spent 9 whole months in water in our mother's stomach. The world is mostly made of water. Like it's so important for us, and understanding how water works and how it transfers electricity. If you know that electricity runs through our body, if you take a picture of our brain, all you see is it looks like a thunderstorm. It's nothing but electricity. If I rub my hands together and do this, it's going to shock you with no outlet or plug. Knowing that these are the signals that's coming through your spine and that's making these movements and causing muscles to contract and everything like that, that gave me a, understanding of, okay, I took my first steps actually in water. You could put me in water right now and I'll take a step. You take me back out, I'm paralyzed again. I can't move. So that right there was a link between me. It's just like, I should start doing more of my therapy in water. So that was a big, big thing in my small window that I have to, recover from this. And I really, I did multiple things. I did acupuncture. I did electric stimulation. A lot of things. The rehab helped me out a lot because I had access to so many machines. I know you saw, like in the video, I had a lot of machines to help out with muscle memory and things like that. A lot of things played a big, big part in this. So yeah, that I ended up being paralyzed they told me I was a quad. I ended up being paralyzed for a good 8 months before I actually was like out of a wheelchair.
Wow. I'm trying not to cry here because I'm a big crybaby. But wow, what a story. What an experience. And all that was happening to you, what did that support system look like?
Oh man. The best, honestly. That's the only words I could come up with. It's impossible to do it without one. I have so many friends that didn't have this support system that I had.
Yeah.
So many friends that were in car accidents and things like that. And the person that they were in a car accident with didn't get hurt, but they would leave them high and dry, left like, I can't take care of a person, because this is literally, you become a caretaker for your parents or whoever it is. If this happens to you, whoever's with you absorbs this as well. If it's not your wife, or if it's not a loved one, like a parent, a mother, a father, life changes as well.
Yeah.
Like when I got out of the hospital, I had to go somewhere. I went back to Baltimore with my father. Mm-hmm. My father said, let me teach you how to walk again. Like you was when you was a child. Like, let me teach you how to walk again. So, it changes everybody's life. They have to sit here and look at, rails and holders for your shower, things like that, ramps, everybody's life changes. But he's been a pastor for over 15 years, 20 years now. So he's always been a big support in my life. But the support system is 100% like the biggest thing that I could say changed, that helped me. I would not be able to do this if I didn't have people in my corner from day one telling me that I walk again. Nobody believed that this was it. Nobody believed. They were like, you're going to walk again from day one. You're going to walk again. Keeping my spirits high, just keeping my spirits high. I had someone with me all the time, every day. So it's so important for your support system to be there. Honestly, it's the biggest difference.
Amazing. And that day when you took your first step, please describe it for us.
Oh man, a celebration. You know, the first step was one of many milestones. You know, we all take steps. We wake up in the morning and take a step and don't even think about it. You know, I have to think about taking steps. If I don't, I think about tightening my back, keeping my arch straight, you know, tightening my butt, engaging. If I don't think about a step, I'm going to trip up on my feet. That's how much it reminds me and humbles up when you don't know what you got until it's gone.
My God.
You know, so this first step was honestly like maybe the 30th milestone, where we already passed so many milestones. Like the biggest milestone was moving my pinky toe. That was the first thing to move. So that was a milestone. And then it was other milestones. Using the bathroom, that's a milestone. You know, like there's so many things or whatever that people wouldn't think is the first step wasn't the biggest thing for me. Of course it was, you know, something big as in like, we're taking another big step forward. That's how I looked at it. It was huge, but it was like, I can't stop now because I've made so much progress. I crossed so many milestones so far. I got more milestones. I had a whole list of things that I just needed to and wanted to crush. I still do, you know, and that was my process of it. Everybody else is like, yo, Ronnie's walking again. But in my head, I'm just like, I got to run now. You know, in my head now, I got to jump. You know, in my head now, I got to go crush this next step, because that's all I was worried about, was winning and getting back my independency. And not only getting back my independency, was keeping my independency.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. So are you 100% now?
Oh, you'll never be 100%. You will never be 100%. So currently I have Brown Secord syndrome, which is I can't feel the right side of my body. Mm-hmm. So on the right side of my body, all of the function and motor function came back, but I can't feel pain or sensation. On the left side, I have all my sensation, but I don't have all of my motor skills on my left side of my body. So I'm missing like a tricep here. It's a big difference or whatever. And it runs all the way down the left side of my body, which was injured mainly from the spinal cord injury. So the left side of my spinal cord injury was injured way more than the right side. Our bodies are halves. Our brains are halves. So if you have a stroke, one side will be affected, not both sides, you know? So it's the same thing with spinal cord injuries, you know? So my left side is weaker. I'm also dominant right hand, but so I still have multiple issues, bladder, you name it, spasms and things like that. Of course, they were way worse before when I first started, but when it comes to drinking water, taking yoga, exercising, being active, and stretching, the spasms became less. I have less ailments because I stay on top of everything now. I have a urologist. I have a guy, like every type of doctor or ologist. I have them all. So it's definitely something that's daily work. I get reminded about my injury every day, you know. But it's also humbling. Of course, it's also humbling for sure. You know, that's the reason why I'm in school for physical therapy, because it's something that's. Oh yes, sir. I knew it was my calling. I knew that was my calling. Just for, you know, I go to SCF down here in Bradenton, Florida, and Manatee County. So it's definitely my calling. I just want to inspire. Honestly, I just want to inspire people. I wish I had that video. You know, there was nobody who could show us, you know, somebody who had that type of injury and is walking again. You know, I used to ask that. I was like, do we have somebody who we could talk to who's been in this type of injury, who's walking again, someone we could lay eyes on? There was nobody there. All the peer group meetings were people, nothing against them, but they were still in wheelchairs for years and years and years. And I'm like, I'm in rehab. I don't want to hear this. Nothing, like I said, it's nothing against them, but you wouldn't have somebody in AA, a drunk person, out in front of the class trying to teach the people in AA, or, you know what I'm saying? You would want somebody who's sober, who's overcame some things or whatever. It felt like they were really wanting me more to accept things more than overcome it. And I just didn't accept that. I was like, no, I'm going to be walking again. I'm going to be doing this or whatever. I know that doesn't work with everybody, but I could tell you one thing for sure, that your brain and your mental is so strong. Back to the first question you asked me about strength, the brain, your body will follow. Your body will follow. The brain is your control center. You take the brain out, the body will collapse. It's pointless. It has nothing, no worth at all. You can't gain big muscles or anything if you don't tell yourself and bully yourself that you're going to go and lift these weights and curl these weights and work against gravity. Your body won't follow. It's not going to be like, oh, my body's going to do this and then my brain do it. No, that's backwards. It's all about the mental. It's all about the mentality.
Yeah. So how do you use your story to inspire others? They have maybe went through what you went through.
I would say it's a marathon.
Mm-hmm.
One brick by brick, one day at a time. You can't rush this. Like, I know it's very cliche, if life hands you lemons, make lemonade. The cards that you dealt, you can't throw the cards in and be like, give me a new deck. You got to figure that deck. You got to figure that hand out. And how things approached me, I can't put it with everybody else, but I can one thing share, that my life was something that I want to, I don't think that everybody's life has that type of, affection to it. What I mean is everybody has their own chapters of inspiration. It doesn't have to be my path. You could use my path for your own inspiration. Rather, it doesn't have to be for spinal cord injuries. Like, I've gotten so many messages now, and I've been talking to some people, about their spinal cord injury. And that's what's important to me. I could care less about the fame or, the notoriety that I've been getting, reaching out to people and helping them and understanding that it's not over. And we all are inspired by somebody. That man walking up and grabbing that paycheck with no legs and no arms, that was my inspiration. That was when I woke up and was like, you know what? I'm not going to accept this. This man showed me. So the same way I would, that I learned from him is the same thing that I would hope that my video and my story reaches other people when they're feeling at their lowest. Because when I saw that man, I was at my lowest. And so that's what I would hope that my story would, and how I would like to inspire other people. When either it be losing weight, knee surgery, or just, wanting to just live a healthier lifestyle. It covers all of that. It covers everything. There's nothing that my story, I don't feel like, doesn't touch. And I'm not trying to boast or anything like that, but I feel like I've put in so much work to try to, make people a believer that you can overcome something so tragic, and it's definitely something I wish that, I wanted to put out earlier, but that's the way life works. That's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles, and I'm accepting it as it comes now. And I'm just happy that I was able to, put a video out there and really inspire some folks, because honestly, I just wish I had that type of inspiration when I was there too. And I know that really, I did have that inspiration, like I said, but an actual visual of somebody, walking and overcoming things and not accepting life is the biggest, inspiration key that I would give to people. It's not a marathon, day by day, brick by brick, you know, but your mental, you have to keep it. You have to keep going. You can't give up. You can't give up, not at all. You have to read. It doesn't hurt to read. It doesn't hurt to study. That's all I had time to do. You know, it's not, we're too scared to read now. We're too scared to research stuff. All we want to do is just listen to what other people are being paid high bucks for. If I listen to that doctor and just, you know, accepted the fact that he said, oh, you're not going to walk, or your chances of walking in the lottery, I most likely would still be in a wheelchair. And we trust doctors with mostly our lives, right?
Right.
Like those people give us education, like highly educated decisions. And we trust those decisions. And then whatever the doctor says, we might just run with that our whole lives. You go to the doctor today and be like, you know, I felt sick, but the doctor told you you're not sick. Now you don't feel sick anymore. Is that the doctor, or is that your brain playing tricks on you? You know, so understanding that your brain is that powerful. If you think that you're sick, it's going to make you feel sick. It's going to do it. You're going to feel pains everywhere. It's that strong. It's that strong. And it's just so I've also I have PTSD and mental depression. So mental health is also a big, big issue. And it doesn't discriminate from a spinal cord injury just because it's just like, you know, it doesn't discriminate. It affects us all. Mostly in Black men, we are afraid to admit it though. You know, pressure, a lot of pressure. I'm starting to hear a lot more about mental health. And I'm so happy to hear about it, you know, because I have multiple therapists. I got a psychologist, like I said, I have all the gist. But it's very important. It is. Mental health is very important. So I would just say, get out there and get some help. And I'm want to put my story out there, all the access you can to come to me about mental health or anything. You know, I'm just a normal person, but at the same time, it's just like, I just want to help and inspire. And if I can't do that, I will be happy if anyone allows me to do that. That at the end of the day. Wow. That's all I know.
And I tell you, you are inspiring. You're inspiring persons that you don't even know that you're inspiring. Most of all, you're inspiring yourself.
Thank you.
I tell you, when I saw your story on TikTok, I told you I had to talk with you. So how can persons find you on social media so they can be inspired?
You can reach me on True Guru the King on TikTok and Hank_Guru on Instagram.
Okay. You heard it here. Ronnie, thank you for being with us and being the person you are, present day, sharing, informing, educating, and inspiring. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
I'm just not college material. I am tired of school. I'm just not sure what I want to do after graduation. Sound familiar? Welcome to the Paralyzed Educational Institute. Our focus is to help young people prepare for life after high school. It's never too early to start planting the seed for education, career, and life overall. The Paralyzed Educational Institute is made up of the following two products. The first product is the book titled I Ain't Going to College, A Guide for Life After High School. This is the first book of a series that introduces middle and high school students to a young man struggling to find his way and make the decision about whether attending college is the right choice for him or not. The book has questions inside, and a supplemental curriculum can also be purchased. The newest product from the Paralyzed Educational Institute is our online course titled Preparing for Life After High School. In this course, students will learn about decision-making, self-confidence, accountability, self-awareness, and many other topics that speak to social-emotional learning. Young people will read a story about a young man who never gave up no matter what the circumstances were. The course is interactive and has questions, quizzes, and video. Do not wait until your child or student is a senior in high school to start planning. Enroll today. To enroll and learn more, please visit www.speakerauthormarlowe.com.
Need a little motivation? Timothy Clifton is with us every week on Mondays to get your week started with a little motivation, all here on The Michael Finkley Show.
everyone. It's your girl Trinice from American Idol, and I am encouraging you to tune into the Michael Finkley Show on Roku TV and YouTube.
Everybody, welcome back to the Michael Finkley Show. So what did you think? I hope that you were informed, inspired, educated. Ronnie, I tell you, what a story, my friend. You are an inspiration to us all. Someone that put their mind to it and told themselves they're not going to give up, and you did not. And now you are reaping the benefits of your mindset. Thank you for being who you are, my friend. Continue to educate and inform us and inspire us. Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I just love this story. It was just amazing to hear. Again, thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Michael Finkley Show. Ring the bell for notification. We'll see you an email saying, hey, new content's uploaded. Please listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And for other information about what we do, please visit our website at michaelfinkleyshow.com. Thank you so much for watching. And guess what? We'll see you on Monday. Have a good one.